Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Yesterday we ran a survey about how certain planets either in the Dusthanas or in a bad dosha with others can give you challenges. And in this light we asked about, or I asked about, how or what do you think will give you greater challenges? Will a malefic in a Dusthana in the 6, 8 or 12 houses give you bigger problems, bigger challenges, or a benefic in the Dusthanas would give you bigger challenges, or a benefic place with a malefic will give you bigger challenges, or a malefic with another malefic in a conjunction will give you bigger challenges, or maybe the Lagna Lord in a tough dosha, in a bad dosha, either with a Saturn or a Rahu or a Ketu would give you big challenges. Now the reason I asked this question or made this out of a poll is because many times I find that in any video I make, there are some people who would keep writing that my Lagna Lord is in the Dusthana, my life is bad, my this planet is placed with Ketu, or my that planet is placed with Rahu, so my life is gone crazy, and this bad dosha is present in my life or in my horoscope, because of which my life is terrible, destroyed. So these great adjectives are given to a devastated life. Now nothing is far from the truth, because when tough placements are given to you in your horoscope, that is not to devastate your life, destroy your life, become destructive forces in your life. If you think that way, then you're already starting off on a wrong foot. Your life is not meant to be destroyed. The zodiac gives you a chance, gives you an opportunity, gives you possibilities and probabilities to be able to do more. And in that light, a tough conjunction, a tough placement can either be two things. Either it is a placement to give off your karmic debt, you owe to some people, certain relations, certain areas in your life, and that's why you need to pay off, or it's a test for you how you will perform in a certain situation, and it's a test for you to be able to improve on your karma. So the biggest challenges get the biggest rewards. If something is easy, you don't get a big reward for it, but if something is tough, then you do get big rewards. So when you have tough challenges in your horoscope, in your life, it is because a bigger award awaits you. So rather than get scared out of tough placements, be scared when easier placements are given to you, and easy life is given to you, or better life is given to you, because then the rewards in the hereafter are not great and you may go through the churn again and again and again. Whereas a tough placement is given to you either to pay off your karmic debt, which is good, you lighten your burden, you lighten the burden on your soul so that it can rise spiritually, it can elevate itself in the hierarchy, and it's also an opportunity for you to get better karma, a bigger reward because of bigger challenges. Why is it such a sad story? Why is it so destructive? Why you should be devastated because of those placements? So please don't read too much into a placement, don't feel life is devastated. And many times what happens, astrology becomes the bane for us rather than a boon. Astrology is not given to you to become a bane in your life, to become a hurdle in your life, to become an obstacle or a bigger challenge in your life. Astrology is given to us as a science, as an art, so that we can use that art or science to be able to traverse the journey of life easily, and to be able to use that to get to bigger awards, bigger rewards in the hereafter. So that's how we should see astrology, rather than as a challenge to us, a bane to us, as a destruction to us. Astrology has been given to us so that we can identify the placements, the signals, the signs, the possibilities, the probabilities, and use them to our advantage rather than to our disadvantage. It is better to know what an impending challenge may be coming to us, an impending disaster may be coming to us, so that we can save ourselves and in fact improve on it and do something about it. And through good karma, we also are able to get or qualify for bigger rewards. rather than those people who live their life by default. We are given a chance to live our life by design, by looking into our placements, understanding our placements, understanding the debt which we need to pay off, and then being able to improve on our karma, so that we get a chance, we get a crack at moksha itself, we get a chance to crack at salvation itself. So why should you be worried? Those people who don't know about their placements at all, they live better lives than us. If we look into our horoscopes, we see placements are tough and then we lose our sleep over it. If that is the case, give up on astrology. Why do you want to look into your horoscope? Live your life by default and then leave it to the zodiac. If you are going to look into your placements, trying to look at understand astrology, use it positively, or give up on astrology. That is a request that I can do for you, because you are only damaging your own karma. You are damaging the possibility of a bigger reward, of a bigger ascension that your soul can be given to you by the zodiac itself. So please stop in the comment section, my life is devastated, my life is destroyed, it is destructed, this has gone bad. Nothing goes bad only because of the zodiac. It goes bad because of our reactions are bad. Our reactions to those are not the most positive ones. And even if you go through a challenge, look at it as something that we need to pay off through a certain area in life, through a certain relationship, and to lighten a burden. What's so wrong when we are given an opportunity to lighten a burden by giving off something which we are carrying, unnecessary baggage that we are carrying, and from long. So my idea of doing this poll was to lay to rest some of the fears that people have about some challenging placements in the horoscope. Of course, no horoscope is ideal. Every horoscope has its own challenges. However, the best way to handle tough placements are to be able to look at them positively, make use of the opportunity given to us, and understand that there is always a silver lining to every cloud, even to tough placements. And in that light, I had asked questions about a malefic place in a dusthana, a benefic place in a dusthana, and so on. So let's jump right into and look at each of the placements through some well-known celebrities' lives, and how, in spite of some tough placements in their lives, where they also face obstacles, challenges through them, but they were also able to make the best use of it in a positive manner also. So let's first look at the presence of a benefic planet in the dusthana. And so for this, I'm using the horoscope of the genius Elon Musk, the person behind Tesla and SpaceX. In Elon Musk's horoscope, you will find that Moon, which is his fifth lord, is placed in the dusthana in the 6th house. Now, because of which there are certain challenges which came in his life. Because Moon is the fifth lord, so in terms of children, he faced challenges. He lost his first child, and he had to use an in vitro fertilization to have children thereafter. While he has many kids post losing his first child, but because of his divorces, he has shared custody of the children and he doesn't have complete access to them. Secondly, because of 5th house also being the house of romances, and so we know that his first marriage ended in a divorce, his second marriage also ended in a divorce. In fact, he remarried the same woman twice, again to get separated from her. Then he got into another relationship with an actress where he was accused of infidelity, and that relationship also broke. And in fact, in his 4th romance with a Canadian artist, his current status, as he defines, is of in a semi-separated state. So his 5th lord Moon, a benefic, going into the 6th house in a dusthana has surely created challenges for him in his personal life, and also his luck basis children in his life. However, Moon being the karaka of creativity and innovation, and in the 6th house, Moon has made him to serve the larger humanity in an extremely innovative way, whereby he has been able to do something which he likes to do, loves to do, coming out with the Tesla car and also with SpaceX. And so in spite of having a benefic in a Dusthana and facing certain challenges from some areas of his life, but to a large extent because of the positivity and sheer motivated effort on his part, he has been able to use a benefic placed in a Dusthana to his advantage and to the advantage of larger human civilization. Now let's look at the placement of planets in the horoscope of Barack Obama. Barack Obama has Venus, which is a benefic planet, placed in the 6th house in a Dusthana. However, in spite of that, we know that he had a very successful romantic marriage with Michelle Obama, and he has 2 daughters out of this union also. And this is because in spite of having Venus in the 6th house in the sign of Gemini ruled by Mercury, Mercury itself is placed in the 7th house while ruling the 9th house of gains. Secondly, his 7th lord moon is placed in the 5th house in an exaltation sign. So Mercury ruling the 9th house is placed 11 houses away from its Mool Trikona sign. Moon ruling the 7th house is placed again 11 houses from its Mool Trikona sign of Cancer, but also in an exaltation sign. So he has a fantastic love marriage in spite of Venus being in the 6th house in a Dusthana. So one should always be able to see balance in certain placements rather than looking only at a one-off placement and thinking of that as devastating one. Then let's look at the placement of a malefic in a Dusthana. Here we can see that Mars, which rules his 4th house as well as his 11th house, is placed in the Dusthana in the 8th house, because of which his domestic life, initial domestic life, his family life went through lots of ups and downs. Though he was born in Hawaii, but to a Kenyan father, his family shifted to Indonesia and he grew up in his initial years in Indonesia, and then he flew back to be with his grandparents while his mother kept living in Indonesia, and then his mother also died of cancer, where his father died in a tragic car accident. So because of his 4th lord placed in the 8th house and the 8th lord sun placed 12th to itself, and hence he lost both of his parents in tragic circumstances. However, Mars on the other hand, placed with Rahu, also gave him a strong Angakaraka yoga, and because of which, being the 11th lord, he was able to become the president of the US and also attain mass name, fame and power and influence. Secondly, Mars is also malefic in conjunction with another malefic, that too in the 8th house. Usually malefics don't do badly in the Dusthanas in the 6th, 8th and the 12th houses. However, they can be a larger problem when they are in conjunction with another malefic. However, if one utilizes the energies positively, constructively, then one can also overturn initial challenges in one's life, obstacles in one's life to one's advantage if we understand the placements well. Another benefit going into a 8th house, this is the horoscope of Cristiano Ronaldo, the famous footballer who has also won many accolades. If you see, his 6th lord moon is placed in the 8th house. This is the placement of a Vipreet Raj Yoga. 6th house is also the house of competition and placed in the 8th house, but in its own sign and under the aspect of Jupiter, forming a Gajkesari yoga with moon, because of which he was able to overcome all obstacles in a sports environment, which is also representative of the 6th house, and after overcoming all competition with sheer innovation, his football skills, his creativity, he has been able to become one of the most celebrated sports stars of his era. However, a benefic and also the Lagna Lord Jupiter placed with a malefic sun, that too in a debilitation sign of Capricorn, because of which his education had to be stopped, because Jupiter is the Karaka of education along with Mercury. So where he lost out on education because of a debilitated Jupiter, yet a strong while being in a Dusthana allowed him to get riches and huge success in the field of reports. Now let's look at the placement of the Lagna Lord itself in a tough conjunction, in a tough dosha. And this can be one of the toughest placements, even tougher than a malefic place in the Dusthana or in conjunction with another malefic or a benefic place in the Dusthana. This is because the Lagna Lord is the most important planet in the horoscope. This is the horoscope of Mehul Chokshi, the infamous Indian businessman, a jeweler also, and who was also caught in stock market scams. He absconded to the West Indies, where he is awaiting deportation back to India with financial crimes as the reason for his deportation. So here Mercury is placed with Ketu and Moon in the 9th house of gains. 9th house is also the house of long distance travel in the sign of Pisces, which also has the 12th house energies, and hence he was not able to get the benefits in a foreign land because Ketu negated being saved in foreign lands and in the business environment, which Mercury represents as a Karaka of business, while Mercury also rules his 12th house. And so Moon plays in a tough dosha with Ketu, whereas Mercury is also debilitated in the sign of Pisces, was identified as a criminal and is now awaiting deportation. His biggest mistake was that he did not act wisely. His Jupiter placed in the 5th house in the sign of Scorpio, while aspecting the Moon, Mercury and Ketu in the 9th house, creating a niche bhang for Mercury and strengthening Moon in the 9th house and overcoming the challenges of Ketu. Yet because he absconded, he got into another liaison with another woman who eventually became the whistleblower, and because of which he got caught. So if he had acted wisely, not been caught in the machinations of Rahu, he would have been better off. So if you have a tough and challenging placement of the Lagna Lord in a bad dosha, however, if you have any saving grace of an aspect of a benefic on the placement, and if you're not utilizing the benefic aspect and you're being misled, you misjudge the situation, then you can definitely face bigger challenges in the long run. So friends, that's how you should be seeing benefics placed in the Dusthanas, malefics placed in the Dusthanas or in bad conjunctions. The toughest placements can be the Lagna Lord placed in tough doshas, in Dusthanas, that too with other malefics. However, enough balance is given to you in the horoscope by virtue of an aspect, by virtue of degrees, by virtue of placements, by virtue of dignity, to be able to get off lightly in spite of tough placements if you are ready to pay the karmic debt, if you are ready to act wisely, and if you are ready to take the placement as a challenge rather than take it negatively. So friends, look into your own horoscopes and understand the placements of malefics, benefics, where your Lagna Lord is placed, and look at it with more balance in your outlook towards the position rather than render it to be destructive and devastating. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me with the links given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.